Afternoon, it's Brentley here from Huckabones. Today we got a nice video of a demonstration video with this MK Martin LS1846, which is their lawn sweeper, and we're going to show you what it can do and how it can do it, so stay tuned. All right, so again, we have this MK Martin's lawn sweeper, and what brought this about was I personally was looking for a sweeper a couple of years ago. Wanted to take care of the thatch in my lawn. I wanted to clean up some stones from the snowblower. Wanted to clean up some stones from the plow on the side of the road. You know, had some odds and ends in the grass as well. And I just didn't know what I was going to use other than a hand rake. I've done the Stihl power broom, and it's great. It's very labor intensive. We talked about a Kubota sweeper on the front of the tractor that I have, or the front of the garden tractor you might have, and that's great as well. It all windrows it, and as long as you just want to push it to a certain spot on your property, then that's great. And then I came across this MK Martin sweeper, and it has a hopper on the back. So this means that I'm going to drive over everything and sweep it up, and then I can take it wherever I want, whether it's in the back of a trailer and get rid of it, whether it's on the property line and get rid of it, or whether it's, you know, bagging it. I can dump it in a pile and bag it and put it at the end of the road. So this was about the cost effectiveness of another sweeper on the front of my tractor, being PTO driven. But the nice thing was it was picking it up. So I went with this option. I've tried it for a couple of years and really wanted to display what it can do, because of course their video online shows you dry leaves in the fall and sweeping up your lawn. I've done much more with this, and we're going to demonstrate that in a little bit. But dethatching your lawn in the spring, this is great for. It's all an 18-inch or 19-inch diameter poly bristle, so it's really gentle on your grass. Doesn't pull it up. If it's alive in there, it'll stay in the roots. If it's dead, it's going to pull it up. Picked up pine cones and different debris of sticks and that have fallen over the winter time as a kind of a spring cleanup. It's even collected my dog poop that you've missed here and there. So that's a nice advantage. And then the stones was my biggest thing. I have a snowblower and a gravel driveway. There's always stones on the lawn that I'm having to rake up every year and put back. There's always the plow that goes by at the edge of the road, and you're power brooming that up to the edge of the road. And this thing will pick those stones up. So it was the video on MK Martin's site doesn't give it a true testament of what it can do for you. It'll show you, nice photos of what it does with the light stuff. I kind of put it to work with the heavy stuff, and I wanted to demonstrate that and show you what it really would do, because it's a great option for sweeping your lawn. All right, so before we get demonstrating and having fun with the sweeper itself, we're gonna go front to back and just show you the options. So you do have an adjustable clevis hitch, so it's just a drop pin in, but the nice thing is you can adjust it. So the biggest reason is you want this sitting flat with whatever you're pulling it with, and these items behind you is what I have pulled them with, and they all do a great job, because again, they're just pulling the unit. So whether you have an ATV, a side-by-side, a garden tractor, a little compact, they're all going to pull this. This is the nice thing. It's universal. All you need is a battery lead, honestly, on a vehicle, and you can work this machine. So the adjustable clevis is where it starts. You've got a little bit of a spring here, and what the spring assist is for is just taking any shock bumps out of that, because next to it is an electric over hydraulic cylinder. This switch right here, and again, I talked about hooking it up to a battery, but you've got your switch and your battery leads, and you're just going to hook that into either your battery on the machine, or what I've done is I've actually got a little battery that I've mounted on my little tractor, so I don't have to go all the way up to the front of the tractor. But I just need a battery source. That'll activate that up and down, and then what that does is changes your height on your sweeper broom of how aggressive that is. So your machine's going to stay level, and then that cylinder is going to actuate the bristles of how aggressive they are. So that's all you need to run it from the front. Engine right here runs the broom. So you've got a 6.5 horse Vanguard engine. Again, fuel on top, oil in the base, pull start it, and that is a direct drive to that broom. So it's always on. So whenever you're running, that sweeper's sweeping. So, and then the last part of it, of course, is your hopper, where everything's going to be collected and in. And again, it looks complicated, very not. It's as easy as that system there of dumping it. Hinge this back a bit, sets back down. So they do have a handle on the side if you want to lift from the side. I like lifting from the back and pulling it down. Again, with rocks or anything in there, it's a little bit heavier than just leaves, so I have had to assist it from the back. But it's a great size hopper. It does collect everything, metal pan floor, so you don't have to worry about it ripping or tearing or anything with those heavier items in it. But great setup here from MK Martin. So just hooking up to the battery, you just need your male and female connectors. Red, of course, is power. Green is the negative. So that's just putting power to your electric actuator. That's all it's powering. It's not going to run your engine or anything. So you have power now to this switch and this actuator. You don't have to have the engine running at all for the machine. This is going to actuate where your sweeper is and how aggressive it is. Again, it leaning back means the bristles are right on the ground, and that would be too aggressive. So what you're going to really do is find that happy medium. And again, you'll see whenever it's sweeping and how aggressive it is, if it's running the engine hard, or if you see that you're digging more dirt than grass, then again, you have the bristles too aggressive. But again, by the push of the switch, one way or the other, you're changing it instantly. So really nice handheld system, really easy to hook up. Just looking for a battery lead, whether you have a little battery on deck with you, or whether you use the engine battery from whatever power unit you're pulling it with. That's all there is to it. But you have a choke and you have throttle. And your bristles are moving. So now's the fun part of the video. We're going to show you what it can do. So we're going to pick up some dead grass in a little bit here that's out front that just was too long of mowing. But again, you'll see it at all times, kind of picking up some thatch out of your lawn and cleaning that up. But again, simulating what could happen. We got a little bit of twigs down here from a tree. We got some leaves over there. We've got some longer grass. I had a lot of this stuff. Again, it's just kind of, you know, on the side of your ditch and that, but I had some wash up from overflowing ditch at the back of my property in the springtime, so that came up on my lawn and kind of cleaned it up. Again, there's bigger parcels of it, there were smaller, so I just left it the way it was to show you what it will do. I've got some sticks and some good size ones, you know what I mean? Size of my thumb here, we'll see what it does with that. Again, I'm not saying it's going to do all this, but we're going to see it. Pieces off of some evergreen, again, they fall down over the winter time. Again, there's a good sized chunk here. We'll see if it picks that of just a little bit heavier material and see what it does. But this is what happens is, you know what I mean? River rock, it's round rock, you know what I mean? It's nice to rake, not ever, you know what I mean? They're heavy rocks. They're good size. We're gonna see what it does. You know what I mean? The grade, the 7/8 grade, you know, that you usually use in your driveway, it will do that, no problem. But here's a little bit heavier rock just to show you what it will or won't do, and we're gonna show you that. It's not to say it's gonna do all this, but we threw it down there. We'll see what it cleans up. right, so the fun part's over. We got to go dump this in a second, but first we're going to take a look at what it did. So again, I went over the rocks a couple times. I went over the, the debris a couple times. You have to set the different settings of your depth of your sweeper. I went a little more aggressive with the rocks. They're a little bit heavier. But again, in one pass, it picked a lot of them up. In a couple passes, they were all gone. And again, it resulted in no manual labor other than me dumping this in a minute. So, but take a look at this grass down here. The rocks were in here. Yes, there's some dirt showing, but what that did at the same point, it took all the thatch that you see over in this part of all dead grass, and that pulled it all up. So that hopper is pretty full, and it wasn't because we just threw stuff on top of the grass and picked it up. It was dethatching at the same time. So this is a 2-for-1 kind of thing whenever you are going over your lawn in the spring. Again, I've cut some trees down in the middle of the year, or something's fell down with a storm. Again, cut the log up, cut the branches up, put them away, and then you have all this little stuff to pick up, and it's just tedious work and rake work. You fire this up middle of the season and drive over it, and all those sticks are in the back of the hopper, because you saw that it picked up every one of those sticks that I demonstrated, whether it was a big wide branch of an evergreen or whether it was, a thumb size, stick. Everything got picked up. So this is why I love this thing so much. And this is why we're showing you this video, believing, seeing. And again, like I said, they did a great video on MK Martin's website of showing the product and what you can pull it with and all that, and featuring what it has for features. But this is me putting it to work and showing you what it can do. And this was a great investment for me, as per spending the same kind of money on a broom on the front of my diesel garden tractor, the front of my compact tractor, and just brushing it. Again, you're brushing it to one side or the other, or the end of the row. You still got to pick it all up. So unless you're going to sweep it into that ditch at the end of that parking lot and then collect it, whatever you're doing with a rotary broom, this picks it up for you. So we're going to go ahead and have a little bit more fun here now of just picking up some dead grass. All right, so just wanted to take a moment to show you again, that was pretty heavy grass that we were in, of just long clippings here starting the year. This is absolutely full in here. Again, it's not gonna go right to the top just because that has airflow and all that sort of thing, but that hopper is totally full of the steel part plus a little bit. What's actually happening here now, what you'll see is the right side you're looking at is my first pass, which was collecting pretty much everything that it was crossing. And then this is my third pass coming back. And because this was full, the grass is actually going on top of the broom and then coming back down. So again, I wouldn't have finished this whole line. We did it for the camera and to show you what it will do whenever it's full, to kind of recognize, one, if you couldn't see the hopper because maybe it's in a side-by-side or you're, you're further up and you couldn't see what the level was, you'll definitely notice when you're looking back that it's leaving some strips and that you know that you're full. Because again, putting the broom down isn't going to make it any better on pickup. It's just getting more aggressive in your grass, picking up more. So this was actually just tossing it back over the top of the broom and putting it back on the ground and driving over it. So that's one keynote just to look at. It's not that this did a bad job, it's just absolutely full, this hopper, and we're gonna go dump it. So if you liked today's video, please click the button below, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks.